haven't stopped to think about it like that, but it was a pretty important one given where we're at in the competition, so it was pleasing in that regard. I've never been one to sit back and rank them, but very pleasing considering I hadn't exactly been setting the world on fire with my scores in the previous sort of 5 or 6 games, but it was nice to contribute. Believe me, I nearly did that, but no, I didn't go with it. Yeah, it was a little, I don't know, it was, you know, it's a fine line between success and failure, particularly in 2020 where you've got to take risks. You know, and first 3-4 overs, I didn't feel a lot of the strike, but I was also only, you know, I was only 1 run off about 8 or 9 balls over the space of 4 or 5 overs. So I just kept, you know, telling myself that I didn't need to panic. It's a small ground, you can pick it up later on. And then obviously to be batting with a guy like Sean Marsh and even Paul, you know, he didn't get the big score today, but his intent is so good, so that relieves a little bit on me. So yeah, it was nice to turn the corner.
Will you guys batting keeping in mind
Yeah, well, look, I think Laxman Shivaramakrishnan said to me after the toss, he said, "What, you're batting? What about run rates and you know, the Duckworth-Lewis?" I said, "Mate, we've got to win the game first, and I think the best way we can win the game is to post a total and try and defend it." But I had a fair bit of faith that the rain wasn't going to come in and wash the game out. I sat for 3 hours here watching the clouds up there, and it looked like the end of the world, but it didn't amount to anything. So I had reasonably decent faith that it wasn't going to be a big shower or big washout rain. So fortunately the gods up there held off the rain for us. Maybe it was a llama.
Question for Sean Marsh. He's 27, has some good domestic experience, Australian domestic experience. Solutions to many problems that Australian cricket team in the future, the middle order solution.
It's interesting you say that they've got many problems, but yeah, he's definitely should be in the running and in contention for spots in that Australian team. It's great that he's playing so well in this IPL, but I've said it about all players in the IPL. This is a launching pad. This is a foundation to work from, but you do need to go away and continue your work and hopefully achieve that success in your own domestic setup. It's, you know, it's difficult just to say you've got to be in your national team because you've had a good IPL, but we can see Sean is obviously a world-class player, and he knows where he stands in Australian cricket, and I'm sure he'll be given an opportunity.
What are his qualities that he plays?
Oh, I think his calmness. So I've said it again about Paul Voltati before, but it's their calmness at the crease. There's no wild movements of shots. It's just a nice still base there, and the sort of areas where his decision making of where he wants to hit has been really impressive. And I've, you know, really, I mean, I live in the same city as him, but I've known him since he's that big, but I've never spent lots and lots of time with him just through different calendars and different life paths, but I've loved being involved with him off the field this time and trying to help encourage his thinking to help benefit his batting, so that's been really enjoyable.
Are you surprised that the RCB scored a lot of loose deliveries? They gave the opportunities to do it around.
Yeah, they didn't quite get their lengths right probably. It enabled us to go leg side quite a bit and short boundaries. But yeah, it seemed, you know, the slower balls were a bit difficult to hit at the end there. So, you know, in hindsight, I'm sure they may think, gee, we should have tried that earlier. But I know the feeling, like 3, 4, 5 games ago, we were on the receiving end of that exact situation from them. You know, and you sit back and you think, gee, what should we have done different? But when it's all happening, you're just trying to squeeze out 2 or 3 dot balls and over, hoping. But yeah, you know, fortunately we were up for it with the bat tonight.
I have just 3 to match today, and Kingston has been all the remaining 5 or 6 matches to get a chance to enter the playoff.
Yeah.
And we are probably in a similar situation that they can charge this a couple of years back.
Last year.
So what makes you do that? What makes you do the team? Do that late search as a captain?
Oh, I mean, in an ideal world, you wouldn't be in this situation every year. you know, but so it was probably a bit disappointing to lose 5 in a row after we'd started the tournament so well. But again, this tournament can go up and down like that. But no, I just try as leader of the team, try to keep the atmosphere buoyant and not too flat, because you can really feel like you've been crushed, and you know the emotions can go really to a low level. But you know, like a night like tonight, you can't get too carried away. You enjoy your success, but when you're down, you can't bottom out, because there's no point. So that's probably my main thing, keeping the atmosphere one that everyone's enjoying and can see some sort of hope at the end of it. And as I've said all along, once we got to a point where we just had to win every game, that's almost allowed us to free up and relax a bit, because there's no other option.